Here's the most common pitfalls that we see from new sales partners. And I'll just tell you that after working with hundreds of trainees, we know the patterns and the things that people that are falling off do or don't do. And I just want to identify these things so you can catch yourself. Stay on track of what producers do. This video is going to be about what people that fall off do. Don't fall into these. Number one, by far, not utilizing support. We know who has the greatest odds of success when they're brand new. They're the ones that are utilizing support. It's the number one way for us to identify who's making progress by far. Every time we talk about support, I bring up the number one rule. You never leave a merchant that's asking questions. Okay, you want to get support on the phone on site because that merchant, you have to strike when the iron's hot. And if they're interested in asking questions or have concerns, you want to get those addressed now. And thankfully with us, you have the kind of support that when you call in, you're going to get an answer. We're going to get on the phone right away and not leave you hanging out with that merchant for like 5-10 minutes. We're going to get on the phone and we're going to make sure that you get the answers that you need because we know you need to do this now if at all possible. And a lot of sales partners, a lot of the ones, as entrepreneurs, we like self-responsibility. We want to feel like we don't need our hand held and all of that stuff, which is positive. Those are all positives as an entrepreneur. But when you're new, don't feel like you're going to overutilize support. There's no limit on how many phone calls you can make. We want new sales partners calling in all the time because you're learning, right? That's just how you're going to learn out there. So don't think that you're calling us too much. If you're calling me at 7 o'clock on a Saturday to ask about a terminal, that's ridiculous, okay? But if you're calling and you're in the field with a merchant and you need help over and over and over again, or maybe at the end of the day you took some notes on objections you were having a hard time with, or you just have some things you want to ask us because it's going to make you better at this business, that's what we're here for, okay? We are your business partner. Utilize us, utilize us, utilize us. Please, it is the number one indicator of the odds of your success. Number two, pitfall, reinventing the wheel. I made it clear at the beginning of this course that I'm giving you the foundation and the bones of what has built a business that makes millions of dollars for me and my family. I'm sharing exactly how it's done, the exact lines, the exact pitch book, the exact rebuttals, all of that stuff. Don't go try to reinvent the wheel, but I do want to remind you to be you. Then we need to work on something. We're here talking to you about getting rid of the bill, right? Somebody shouldn't be saying, no, I'm fine with my processor. I've got great rates. That's fine. We're talking about getting rid of the bill. We can't allow people to just say, I want my bill and not let us tell the story. Like, this is a hot button. Do you understand? We're talking about getting rid of it. You wouldn't tell your electric company, no thanks, don't get rid of my electric bill. I want to pay it. Okay, so just hear me out and I'm going to show you how we can get rid of that bill. We are referencing the Dodd-Frank Reform Act. This is when the gas stations started doing that cash and credit price. This is what made it available for merchants to start offering incentives for cash and check and debit and all that stuff. This bill is what opened up the cash discount program. I don't harp and use this language too much, but I definitely let them know a bill was passed that made this available. You're always using the gas station. You ever been to one? You got a cash price and credit price. They can relate to that stuff. These are the hot buttons in the storyline, folks. You're using these at every single door. You're asking them how much would eliminating your process fees save you and have them tell you what they would do with the savings if possible. And once you've gotten past that basic list of hot buttons and storyline, it's time to show them with the here, let me show you, and pull that application out, right? So don't just go into businesses and ramble and lose sight of delivering the message. Again, the message is these hot buttons right here. These are the things that get your foot in the door all the way up to getting that app out on the table. At that point, you need to get good at the objections and rebuttals via practice. The number 3 pitfall. Are you out there making friends or are you making clients? Because a lot of people are out there making friends and then wonder why no one signs up with them. You're walking in the door as the payment processing professional. You need to keep it business. That's what you're there to go over. So act like the professional of the situation. Because it's one thing to be likable and it's another thing to become their friend before they become your client. We are there to become their new payment processor. And being likable and being trustable is very high on the list of things that you want to do. You just don't want to cross the friends line early on because friends don't sign up with friends. Friends can't close friends. Friends have a barrier that they're not supposed to cross when it comes to sales. Okay, we are salespeople. Yes, we're there to help them. Yes, I would love to be your friend after we get this out of the way. A perfect example of what I'm talking about is multi-level marketing. Tons of people on this course, myself included, I learned about residuals from multi-level marketing. It was amazing. It was life-changing. If you've read my book, I have a whole chapter on that experience. The problem that I had with multi-level marketing was friends are really hard to get to listen to you and jump on board with you. I found over the years that strangers listened more than friends do. I could actually put a little pressure on them and make things happen. Where with friends, I had to back off because I got to go hang out with this person on Saturday. I don't want to offend them and push too hard. Then you end up chasing deals, you're following up with your friends, and they're not interested. And there's not a whole lot you can do about it. They're your friend. Do you want to be a closer or do you want to be everybody's friend? If you want to be a closer, keep it about business. I'm friends with a lot of my merchants, but every time I walk in the door, I'm there for business. I'll be your friend once we're doing business together. Number 4, most common pitfall, not going for the close. Merchants will never be as hot as they are right now. When you have a target, you need to acknowledge that this is as hot as they're gonna get. And settling for appointments that could have been closed right now, eventually you'll realize, why didn't I just go for it? It's important to read when an appointment is necessary versus why didn't I just go for it right now? I expect new people to make this mistake over and over again, but I also know for a fact that over time, sales partners, after they get some experience doing this, come back and say, you know what? You're right. You just have to go for it. Once people start closing deals is when they get over setting appointments that aren't necessary and they start going for it now while it's the hottest it's going to be. It is very important if you're going to be a one-stop closer and you want to maximize your production. Usually, whatever reason they have to set an appointment can be handled right now. This is why I'm a master one-stop closer and so are my students. We are going to address whatever they're trying to put off right now if at all possible. We avoid appointments unless it's absolutely necessary because they are not going to be as hot as today, and we know this. Which leads to the number 5 most common pitfall, which is junk appointments. Chasing deals will kill your time to go pursue new targets. Junk appointments, did you clarify with them? If I move my schedule around to revisit this, you are interested in what I have, correct? Don't be afraid to be direct and clarify. You do not want to waste your time, and we don't want to waste their time. It's okay to just say, look, I'd rather know now. If you're not interested, just tell me now. I'm a big boy. I can handle it. But if you are, then I'm going to make my schedule work because I'd like to do business with you. You are interested when I come back tomorrow and will give me 5 to 10 minutes, correct? And then, of course, if you want to, this isn't a requirement, you can ask them for a statement on that first visit. And then you can just come back and actually have some documentation, which is a proposal, an apples to apples comparison about how much you're going to get rid of and how with them. This is a great way to set a really solid appointment. I'm not a big proposal guy, but if I'm going to come back in a couple hours or tomorrow, I definitely would prefer to do it with a proposal in hand. And I do that not because it's going to make a difference how much I save them, but it makes them more committed to this. They're willing to go get me something. All I'm doing with is taking a picture, sending it in for a proposal. And now when I come back, we actually have something in particular to go over face to face. And a lot of merchants feel comfortable that way. And that's the top 5 pitfalls that I want everyone to avoid making, okay? I'll recap real quick. Number 1, not utilizing support. Folks, you will not overutilize us. Call us as much as you need. Number 2, reinventing the wheel. I'm giving you the frame, I'm giving you the structure, make it yours, but use the storyline and hot buttons. They work. Number 3, making friends versus earning clients. Be about your business first. Let them know what you're there for, how you can help them out, and then worry about being friends once you get the relationship established as their provider. Number 4, not going for the close. They will never be as hot again as they are on that first visit. Every time you come back, every visit, the percentage, those ratios of the results pyramid go down. I'm not saying you can't sign deals with 3, 4, 5 follow-up. I'm just saying that do your best to handle things today that can get handled today. And if you cannot handle it today or you need to put it off a couple of hours, Make sure you qualify those appointments. Don't run junk appointments. It'll kill your time for production. Those are the top 5 pitfalls of new sales partners that fall off. Don't fall into this trap. Avoid these at all costs. Utilize us.